Her voice shook over the phone. "Don't go home. Just go anywhere else. Please, trust me." She didn't explain, and she didn't need to. My grandmother was not the type to panic. She was tough, shaped by a generation that had survived famine and war. If fear cracked her voice, it was real. So I listened. I turned the car away from my street. Seconds later, flashing red and blue lights filled my rearview mirror. Police cars, one after another, swarmed my block like vultures circling prey, and in that moment, I realized someone had set me up. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the corner of a 24-hour diner, untouched coffee in front of me, replaying the scene again and again in my head. The cops weren't after my neighbors, they were after me, and there was only one person who could have pulled this off: Daniel, my fiancé, the man I once believed was my future. I met him when my guard was down and my heart was reckless. He had that effortless charm, the kind that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. My friend said he was a blessing. My grandmother only narrowed her eyes. "Be careful," she had warned softly. "Some smiles are sharp as knives." I laughed it off back then. I wanted to believe in him, but love, I learned, can be the perfect disguise for betrayal. The cracks started small: business trips that didn't match the receipts, phone calls he always stepped outside to take, a sudden obsession with my money, where I saved, how much, even what passwords I used. I didn't confront him right away. I acted like I didn't notice, but I began watching him the way a hunter watches prey, quiet, patient. And then I found it. An account in my name, full of money I never put there, transfers from companies I'd never worked for. He was setting me up, building a paper trap that would collapse around me. He didn't love me. He was framing me. That night, when the police raided my street, I understood his timing. He had moved fast, maybe too fast, ready to erase me while smiling into my parents' faces, ready to play the grieving fiancé once I was gone. But my grandmother's call ruined his script, and I wasn't about to let the curtain close on me. I didn't run. Running would have made me look guilty. Instead, I started planning. Step 1, disappear in plain sight. I didn't contact Daniel. I didn't talk to friends he could sway. Only my grandmother knew where I was. Step 2, gather proof. I slipped back into my apartment when I knew he wouldn't be there. I copied his drives, his emails, even the hidden, encrypted folder on his laptop he thought no one could find. Inside were documents, wire transfers, conversations with people I didn't know, every piece tying me to crimes I hadn't committed: money laundering, fraud, theft. But in his arrogance, he had left traces of himself too. Notes, instructions, things he forgot to delete. Enough to flip the story against him. Step 3. Align with power. I didn't go to the police, not yet. I went higher. A private investigator my grandmother trusted. A lawyer who owed her favors. A journalist who could smell a scandal. Together we built the case piece by piece. Not just proof of my innocence, but undeniable evidence of his guilt. 3 weeks later he called me. His voice was smooth, practiced. "Where are you? People are worried. I'm worried." I almost laughed. Instead, I let silence hang in the air. Then I asked, "Do you ever worry, Daniel, that the lies you spin might choke you one day?" His pause said it all. He knew, I knew, and the walls were closing in. The ending didn't come with sirens or gunfire. It came with headlines. Local businessman accused of fraud, money laundering. Evidence tied him to countless scams. By the time the police showed up at his door, his carefully built empire had already collapsed under its own weight. His face was everywhere, not as a grieving fiancé, but as a criminal mastermind, finally exposed. And me? I walked through the city free, untouched, no one suspecting a thing. Because I hadn't just fought his story, I rewrote it. I saw him one last time before they took him away. In the courthouse, his hands cuffed, his eyes searched the crowd. When he spotted me, his lips parted, forming my name like a question. I stepped close enough for only him to hear. "You wanted me locked in a cage," I whispered. "But look who's behind bars." His face twisted, rage, disbelief, humiliation, all at once. It was everything I needed. Now, when I sit at my grandmother's kitchen table, sometimes she asks if I regret it. I don't. Regret is for the blind. I saw clearly. I acted with precision. Daniel taught me one thing: betrayal is a knife you never see coming. But revenge? Revenge is a mirror. You let the betrayer face their own blade and watch them cut themselves. And me, I didn't just survive, I won.